Everyone has the right to education. Education shall be directed to the full development of the human personality and to the strengthening of respect for human rights and fundamental freedoms. It shall promote understanding, tolerance, and friendship among all nations, racial or religious groups, and shall further the activities of the United Nations for the maintenance of peace.
Today we gather in a moment of prayer followed by a spatio. For these children and children everywhere whose education is denied or interrupted. Goal 3, Criterion 1 of the Sacred Heart Education states, the school educates to a critical consciousness that leads its total community to analyze and reflect on the values of society and to act for justice. May we hear anew these words that call us to be a conscious and aware people who promote and protect the value of education everywhere.
God of wisdom, open our ears to listen to one another, that we may hear your words above our fears.
God of peace, open our eyes to see one another, that we may recognize the friend behind our preconceptions.
God of unity, open our arms to one another, that we may pray together that your will be done.
God of justice, open our minds to one another, that above all we may seek truth and solidarity.
God of strength, take our wills and strengthen us, that we may raise our voices to one end.
God of love, open our hearts to one another, that we may stand side by side in faith and trust until our children are safely home.
Voice. Literally, voice is the sound you make when you exhale and manipulate the air with your tongue, teeth, and vocal cords. Figuratively, voice can refer to the unique way you express yourself or advocate for yourself and others. Welcome to this celebration of voice, your voice. Today we'll be treated to voices that sing, lament, exalt, narrate, and charm. We'll open with the Stuart High School a cappella singers, followed by 12 talented private performers. The second half of the assembly will recognize the winners of the poetry contest you all entered 2 months ago. I now invite the a cappella singers.
the rolling world can be turned away. Every chanted moment and news sees me through. It's enough for this restless voyage just to be. And can you feel the love tonight? It is where we are. Ooh, it's enough for this wide-eyed wanderer that we got this far. And can you feel the love tonight? Now it's too late to rest. Ooh, it's enough to make kings and vagabonds believe the very best. There's time for everyone if they only learn that the twisting kaleidoscope moves us all in turn. To the rhyme and through reason, to the wild outdoors, when the heart of this star-crossed voyager is with yours. And can you feel the love tonight? It is where we are. Ooh, it's enough for this wide-eyed wanderer that we got this far. And can you feel the love tonight? How it's too late to rest. Ooh, it's enough to make kings and vagabonds believe the very best. It's enough to make kings and vagabonds believe the very best. Can you feel the love tonight? There's a poem I wrote called Voice, so it's voiced by the infamous Lee Carter. Boisterous, yet silent. Playful, yet serious. Empowering, yet oppressive. Voice. Motivating, yet intimidating. Thoughtful, yet pointless. Comforting, yet aggravating. Voice. The various variety of voices come from everywhere. Positive, negative, meaningful,
They come, they reign, showering into the ears of the voiceless. They influence, they live, they exist.
Okay, hi, my name's Aisha, and this poem is called Things Matter, and no one has claimed to be the author, so I don't know. Friends matter, but those closest to you are those who disappoint you the most. Love matters, but when hate is stronger, its bonds cannot hold no longer. Happiness matters, but when something goes wrong, somebody gets stung. Truth matters, but when a lie overcomes a lie, the truth will probably die. Respect matters, but when it is lost, people go astray and pay the cost. Life matters, but people take it for granted, become lost and negatively enchanted. Things matter, but sometimes we forget, and look back and totally regret.
Hi, I'm Brandon, and this is a poem I wrote called Beside. Eternal feminine, and yet so near, I scarce can do aught but to contemplate the rays alighting from silken tresses, while my words, latent within, sublimate. Gaining speed, they whiz about their confines, pausing only to recollect, to expect, the soft crystal voice and its ringing chimes, which will, to mine yet unspoken, connect. I hearken. Lo, her gentle flute breaks forth, entrancing with a seraph's purity, encouraging as Rebecca's courtesy. Its warm tones request sufficient response. At this, my words excite themselves once more. They rise to the tongue with singular fervor. But alas, they lose their form ere they leave, and turn to stammering, the hopeful missive. As I stumble, I see your countenance, graceful and gracious to forgive the error, but forbidding the thought of remonstrance. Yet what do her curving lips signify? Her amusement or blessed sympathy? Betwixt my chagrin and relief I sit, sharing with her the blissful uncertainty, as we resume stillness beside each other.
Hi, my name's Kelly, and this is a poem I wrote called Pin Drop. If I write you a song, will you give it a listen? If I paint you a picture, will you give it a glance? If I gave you the world, would you give it a spin? If I give to you, will you give a gift back? Am I giving or are you? Are you taking or am I? If we both give, isn't it mutualistic? I give and I give and I give, but you refuse to take. My giving is greater than your giving. But it's the thought that counts, right? So isn't giving just giving and not subject to the weight of the gift? Will you give me a chance and give these words meaning, or am I just giving to nothingness? If I screamed your name in a forest, would anyone hear it? Do these words mean something to someone, or nothing to no one? Perhaps one day all the gifts I give will just be given back to me, or to the earth, or to the universe. These gifts are meaningful and meaningless. They belong in the vast nothingness of the universe and the vast everything of the universe. If I write you a song, maybe you won't give it a listen, but maybe the forest will. And maybe, to me, that's enough. Enough that it's something whether it goes to something or nothing. Maybe, infinity and zero are closer than you can imagine. The blur between what is and what isn't, just pixels on the screen. Grab a dust cloth, wipe it off, and you'll see that the
of the night that covers me, black as pit from pole to pole, I thank whatever gods may be for my unconquerable soul. In the fell clutch of circumstance, I've not winced nor cried aloud. Under the bludgeonings of chance, my head is bloody but unbowed. Beyond this place of wrath and tears looms the horror of the shade, and yet the menace of the years finds and shall find me unafraid. It matters not how straight the gate, how charged with punishments the scroll. I am the master of my fate, and the captain of my soul.
No te amo como si fueras rosa del sol, topacio o flecha de clavales que propagan el fuego. Te amo como se aman ciertas cosas oscuras, secretamente entre la sombra y el alma. Te amo como la planta que no florece y lleva dentro de sí, escondida, la luz que hay de aquellas flores. Y gracias a tu amor vive oscuro en mi cuerpo, el apretado aroma se ascendió de la tierra. Te amo sin sabor cómo, ni cuándo, ni de dónde. Te amo directamente sin problemas ni orgullo. Así te amo porque no sé amar de otra manera, sino así de este modo en que no soy ni eres, tan cerca que tu mano sobre mi pecho es mía, tan cerca que se cierren tus ojos con mis sueños.
Hi, my name is Thomas, and the poem that I wrote is called La Tierra del Libre, which translates to the land of the free. Crecí en un constante estado de asustado. Mi voz no fue escuchado. Si hablé vería una arma de un cartel de droga. Este hombre no fue solo a nacer con una arma. Cuando la revolución comenzó en Venezuela, ayudé mis vecinos protegieron cada casa. Pero la fuerte militarista ganó contra los ciudadanos. Mi familia y yo nos emigramos a los Estados Unidos. Everyone said America would be the land of the free, but so far that life has not been for me. After 18 all day, I watched my children lose their way, despite what I tried to tell them each day. Without documents, I may as well not exist. My inability to vote adds a bigger twist. Every day I pray for God to stop testing my family, in the hopes that someday we will live in harmony. I hope to see my dreams come alive, as each day my heart takes a higher dive. My boss says tomorrow I'll manage the construction site. The next day I go into a heavenly mood to exercise my right.
My name is Claire Carnegie, and I wrote a poem, and it's entitled Strong. Being strong is not as easy as it seems. How many times have people asked me, how do you handle it? It seems so effortless. Right, effortless. However, to those who do not know, being strong is harder than you could ever imagine. I have to steel myself against everything. And no matter how strong I seem on the outside, no one knows what is going on within. To be truthful, at first, I am falling apart. My insides twist painfully, and I cannot breathe. I can feel every beat of my heart against my chest, and I feel as if I am running a 104-degree temperature. I feel as if I am dying. But then at that moment, everything changes. I raise my chin, punch my abdomen, and I whisper one sentence to myself. Breathe. Just breathe. And I take the first breath in. A smile stretches across my lips as a familiar rush of power runs through my body, making the tips of my fingers and toes tingle. I laugh at your pathetic attempts to hurt me because nothing can penetrate my shield now. My arms move one to act. I sit straighter and my eyes
Well, I'm the reason why I'm going to be here for 10 minutes because I have a really long poem. So I'm Daniel Lim. I'm a sophomore at Stuart High School. This is my poem that I wrote. It's called Ghetto Storytale. Okay. Feast your eyes on the TV, CNN. Mice and meese, goose and geese, speaking, answering viewer tweets, redefining beauty every week and weekend. Weak-minded viewers given a laugh or a joke that pokes at Pinocchio politicians and gets people to listen to problems that aren't problems, animals shouting at animals, while other animals stare at the screen until some animals forget that poor animals live in between dust and gleam. Who likes Disney movies? Or watch the Disney movie? You can raise your hand. When was the last time you saw a Mickey Mouse movie and realized that all of them are animals, yet you not once see Pluto the dog able to speak? Are they domesticating Pluto? I mean, is that legal? What if I told you about some crazy conspiracy that Pluto the dog is from the ghetto? That Disney censors words into barks, a smiling servant on a leash that's fit for a dog whose name is fitting, what an appropriate name. The dog from the ghetto Pluto, whose name for a planet that itself has been dwarfed and ignored for so long. Pluto from the ghetto, from this day he shall be called, had another owner before he met the mouse. His name was Charlie Brown. Skin. He wore a turban like it was an American sin representing his country in conflict. He crossed the globe on his flying carpet to America to find a better life from the strife, the gunshots in the night, foreign soldiers breaking and entering, or entering and breaking. There's no use crying over spilled milk, they said, until they talk about spilled oil. Trading oil for blood because blood can't fuel the machine called the American dream. Charlie Brownskin returned home on his flying carpet that ran with blood as fuel. He gave everything to come here, but he still chose to go back so he could scratch the American dream off his bucket list because that is what it is, a dream. Rapunzel, Rapunzel, throw down your leaves. Mama bet money don't grow on trees. The hair can be sold to rich beauties and beasts as they dine on Chicken Little in a great Disney feast. Cashmere and cashews are donated to the rich. As the Bear family locks their gold in Goldilocks safety deposits, Hurricane Wolf blew the 3 little pigs' houses down, and the floating property values inversely proportional with the Pied Pipers and Robin Hood men, drugs and thugs, shooting and fighting uneducated kids, infesting the hoods in their hoods, not well read, and riding, celebrating birthdays themselves for what they sell. Jack with the knife, minus wife's life, Jill's body found in a well, father and her princess looking for change have frogs shut down their throats, and the population looking for change are paid in food stamps and notes. Wulan's found misogyny in her missile suit because she's Asian, people suspect she ate Puss in Boots. Jack was climbing the beanstalk from the white giant he tried to hide, but the USA isn't for USA. The inner Mexicans can't come to this side. The hunchback Quasimodo with his face deformed and cruel. He was orphaned as a child, so he couldn't stop the tears as drool that Rumpelstiltskin down his skin and face as the pedophiles pan the camera to Peter's Neverland place. There are laws in place that mermen can't date, so you see men like seamen changing their sexuality because you think it's Ariel's solution. The ugly duckling kills herself before becoming a swan. She cut herself with fragments of the mirror on the wall as her peers carried on to their next victim. Kids sure can be rude these days, teachers say. Shocking discovery, but that's okay. Imagine a princeless pumpkin patch princess Cinderella, whose children's father is now a statistic, a fella. In a cellar, he fell too deep in selling and climbing ladders and chains till he got sold by friends. Locked in a cell for what he sells, he was simply trying to meet ends for welfare, became the fairy godmother, keeping his 7 dwarves alive. For his children's mother, who now has no celebratory music to end her late-night shifts, she can't survive working as a housemaid, straining her wrists, scrubbing their floors, their poor father, physically, no upchuck, convulsing, pulsing, heart, fit upon discharge, working hard to smile, a while for her kids. Kidding, no time for a break, besides the break in her back, bigot boss pays her ingots of moss and mold and pulls to continue, or bitch, you will get no pay. She sings soul music in an attempt that woodland creatures will swarm her and help her clean. She's a machine, a director of a one-night play, a play about a woman cleaning a house, until one day a magic wind sweeps through the house, affecting the dustpans and brooms. The woodland critters swarm her and tweet her favorite tune until she wakes up and realizes that, contrary to popular belief, sleeping is not where your dreams come true. She awakens to find she has to animate the dustpan and broom herself. She awakens to realize that the crickets have developed Alzheimer's and have forgotten her favorite song. She's fired the next day. The pumpkin police escort her 7 dwarves to the carriage, telling her she shouldn't have counted her children before they hatched.
when it was the people in power who pushed her Humpty Dumpty ass down the stairs in the first place. A new captor, black captor, a sleeping beauty, who now lives in the streets. No money in quarantine pockets, forced to suck on meat of beauty abused by beasts. No teacher, the teacher or preacher, the 1, 2, 3s, the ABCs, the HIVs, the elemental P's, the elemental problems. The government said, we'll give you fountains of Kool-Aid and the albino kids can have Sunny D. We'll give more money for those who are in need, and we'll even plant some freaking trees, but still no aid came for her diagnosed AIDS. She's kicked out of her home with no family connections thanks to Father Time. She spends most of her time on